Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dominique Martin, a licensed therapist, and today we're talking about feeling emotionally exhausted or drained in a relationship. So, when feeling exhausted or emotionally drained, sometimes the most exhausting part is pretending everything is okay. When emotionally you feel completely drained in a relationship. So, you may still love each other, but the relationship feels heavy now. The conversations turn too tense too quickly, and the same arguments keep happening. Or you feel emotionally overwhelmed by things that used to feel small. And no matter how much you think about it, talk about it, or try to fix it, you still end up feeling disconnected. And over time, stress, resentment, emotional tension, disappointment, and unresolved hurt can quietly build beneath the surface of a relationship. And eventually, couples stop feeling emotionally connected and start feeling emotionally exhausted. If you've been feeling distant, overwhelmed, lonely, or stuck in repetitive conflict, or constantly overthinking your relationship, this video is for you. Today, we're talking about why relationships become emotionally exhausting and the signs you may already be stuck in this pattern, and why the same arguments keep repeating, and most importantly, how to create meaningful progress together. So, most couples think exhaustion comes from conflict alone, but emotional exhaustion usually comes from unresolved emotional weight. So, it's carrying disappointment that never got repaired, it's feeling unseen for too long. Maybe it's stress from work, parenting, finances, or life constantly spilling into the relationship. It's suppressing feelings to keep the peace. And eventually, your nervous system starts being in a constant state of emotional tension. So you may notice irritation over small things, or feeling emotionally numb, or withdrawing from conversations, or overthinking text or tone, or feeling overwhelmed before a discussion even begins. And one of the biggest reasons couples stay stuck in this is they stop feeling emotionally safe with each other. So, emotionally unsafe to be vulnerable, honest, or imperfect. So, instead of connection, the relationship becomes about protection. So, protecting yourself from criticism, protecting yourself from disappointment, or protecting yourself from feeling rejected. And that creates distance. So, here are some common signs emotional exhaustion may already be affecting your relationship. Sign one is you keep circling the same arguments. This is one of the clear signs. So you argue about the same issues over and over. Communication, household responsibilities, feeling unappreciated, or connection, trust, or emotional availability. But the real problem isn't the surface argument. Underneath, it's often I don't feel heard, I don't feel appreciated, I don't feel prioritized, or I don't feel emotionally connected to you. When couples argue about the same surface issue, nothing truly gets resolved. So the relationship stays stuck in the same emotional pattern. Okay, sign two is small interactions feel emotionally charged. Even simple conversations feel tense, and one comment turns into defensiveness, or things feel personal, or you constantly anticipating conflict. That's emotional fatigue. All right, sign three is you feel lonely even when you're together. This is one many couples don't talk about enough. So you can love someone deeply and still feel emotionally alone with them. All right, sign four is you constantly overthinking the relationship. So you replay conversations, or you question your partner's intentions, or wonder if things will ever improve. And eventually, the relationship starts feeling mentally exhausting instead of emotionally grounding. When couples become emotionally exhausted, they often enter survival mode. And survival mode changes how partners communicate. So instead of openness, there's defensiveness. Instead of curiosity, there's assumptions. Instead of repair, there's blame or emotional withdrawal. And over time, disappointment turns into resentment, and resentment is damaging because it quietly breaks down emotional connection. Not always through intense conflict, but through emotional distance, less affection, less patience, less empathy, and less emotional energy to keep trying. And then doubt starts creeping in through things like, or thoughts like, can this relationship even get better? Or are we too far gone? Or why does this feel so hard all the time? But many couples may not actually be hopeless. They may be emotionally depleted, and there's a difference. So, one of the most powerful things couples can do is recognize the pattern they're in instead of blaming each other as the problem. Ask yourself, what happens right before we disconnect? Because if you don't identify the pattern, you'll keep repeating it instead of fighting the pattern together. So the goal is to understand what keeps happening between you emotionally. Awareness can change everything because once couples can name the pattern, they can finally begin interrupting it. So here are some intentional steps that helps to begin rebuilding emotional connection. Step one, stop trying to resolve everything in the middle of emotional flooding. If either partner is overwhelmed, defensive, or emotionally reactive, the conversation usually becomes unproductive. Pause and regulate, and come back when y'all can actually listen. Step two, speak from emotion, not accusation. So, for example, instead of, you never care about me, try, I've been feeling emotionally disconnected and I want to feel connected to you. Vulnerability creates more connection than criticism. Okay, step three is address resentment directly. Let me say this, unspoken resentment does not disappear, it accumulates. Create intentional conversations where both partners can honestly discuss what's been hurtful, what feels unresolved, and what each partner needs moving forward. All right, step four is rebuild small moments of emotional safety. Healing doesn't usually happen through big conversations. It happens through consistent small moments of listening without interrupting, validating feelings, and checking in emotionally, showing appreciation, and responding with empathy instead of defensiveness. All right, step five is start asking what's happening between us. That question changes the relationship dynamic completely. Relationships become emotionally exhausting when couples stay stuck in stress, resentment, emotional tension, and disconnection for too long without repair. But emotional exhaustion doesn't automatically mean that the relationship is broken. Sometimes it means the relationship needs new tools, deeper honesty, and intentional healing. And meaningful progress starts when both partners start understanding the emotional patterns they stuck in together. Awareness is not the end of the process, it's the beginning of change. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more relationship insights. As always, stay motivated and I'll see you on the next video.